Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about how 300 years later they got up. And the Quran mentions the number. وَلَبِثُوا فِي كَهْفِهِمْ 300 سِنِينَ وَازْدَادُوا تِسْعًا. The Quran says they stayed in the cave, they slept in the cave for 300 years and they were increased by 9. Now one might ask, what is this increase of 9? In the Old Testament, the story is mentioned and it is 300 years are spoken about. And in the Quran says 300 and an excess of 9. If you take a look at the difference between the solar years and the lunar years, in 300 solar years, you get exactly 309 lunar years. So that is the increase. So 309 years, that is another miracle of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. Another miracle of the Quran, let me explain you yet another one. Allah says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that وَتَرَى الشَّمْسَ إِذَا طَلَعَتْ تَزَاوَرُ عَنْ كَهْفِهِمْ ذَاتَ الْيَمِينِ وَإِذَا غَرَبَتْ تَقْرِضُهُمْ ذَاتَ الشِّمَالِ وَهُمْ فِي فَجْوَةٍ مِّنْهُ. If you looked at the sun, you would see when it got up, when it rose on one side of them, and when it set on the other side. And they were in the center of the cave, the sun did not get to them. Do you know that when they got up so many years later, they had not aged at all, because the cave was cool and the sunlight did not even touch them. It is now proven that aging is caused by the sun. Allahu Akbar. Those who work indoors, they will look much younger even when they are 40, 50. And those who work in the sun, they will look very old even when they are 25, 30. It's a fact. So the Quran is telling us how these people were protected because they stayed away from the sunlight.